welcome to my channel and my first YouTube video. My name is Hiyeeeee Ya'll and I am a visual artist, content creator, and small business owner. Feel free to check out my website. I will leave down in the description box below, hiyeeeeeya'll.com, where you can see some of my work as well as checking out my online shop. Updates to some of my events and when I open my commissions. In addition to my website, you can also find me on Instagram, sometimes Twitter, but definitely check out my Patreon for more exclusive posts that I might not necessarily post to my website or my Instagram, and I just like to share with a smaller community. On my Patreon, you can also find discounts to some of my merch. You can find a bit more tutorials just like you would find on my YouTube, but I think on my Patreon I just go a little bit more, I don't know, in depth to the background of some of my work, my thought process behind certain things, and it's just a place where you can really go and support as a patron. I always say, thank you to all of my patrons, because honestly, without my Patreon, I probably wouldn't be able to do a lot of the things that I do as an artist, and support those things. So patrons, thank you. Before we get started, be sure to also subscribe, comment down below if you're thinking about getting on YouTube yourself, what your first video on YouTube was like and how that went, and let me know how I'm doing so far. Also, don't forget to like this video, and let's get into it. So in today's video, I really just wanted to get into why I decided to join YouTube in 2021. Is it too late to start a YouTube channel in 2021? And kind of what my thought process has been behind it, and just welcoming you guys on this journey with me, because you pretty much know just as much as I do about how well this is gonna go. So to get into it, first of all, let's get into the backstory of hopping on YouTube. This is actually probably the third time that I'm sitting down and actually recording. The first time, I would say the lighting was terrible. The sound just wasn't even a thing. It was a complete experiment. It was just terrible. I didn't even make it to the editing stage. I was just like, whoa. The second time that I filmed, it actually went a little bit better, but I just felt like the content that I had recorded just felt completely detached. It didn't feel genuine at all. It more so read as an interview, and I completely finished editing it, and I was just like, this is just too cringe. And I understand no video is going to be perfect the first time that it's going up, but it was just so robotic, and I don't even know. I think also I was just so focused on trying to keep my eye on the camera that it just read, just like I said, robotic. And I knew immediately, I'm like, I can't keep this up. I can't keep posting YouTube videos like this. I might as well, no. It was just, no. And so I wanted to be more natural, stop thinking so much. And yes, so here we are for the actual third time that I'm sitting down to record, and I do hope that I do feel more comfortable. I decided to actually sit down, that actually how I was filming and my whole setup and everything was also just as important. But that's just like a quick disclaimer before I even get into, again, why I decided to start a YouTube video in 2021. So here we go. So starting a YouTube, for me, I genuinely enjoy YouTube. It's something that I still watch probably more than, I don't really have cable television, so I definitely watch YouTube, and I'm more into streaming services and all of that stuff. But With YouTube, you know, it's whether you're looking up tutorials on how to do things. I've gone through the makeup tutorial phase, the hair tutorial phase. Like I don't know, YouTube is like, you know, my reliable source. And it was something that I always considered and thought of, like, you know, doing myself, and not necessarily, I don't know, I guess I just didn't feel ready. And I let that time pass, you know, like my first, you know, I think similar to a lot of people, when the pandemic first hit, I, you know, thought of it again, and I was like, this would be a great time. But again, like my shyness, my fear of that fear of not being perfect, all of that, feeling like my brand wasn't where I wanted it to be in the moment, you know, things that shouldn't hold you back, because you really do just have to sometimes put one foot in front of the other to get where you're going. But I don't know, something about 2021, I was like, you know, after having been stuck in quarantine, stuck in this pandemic, I am at a phase of where I'm tired of holding myself back also. And so for me, starting a YouTube channel was taking a step towards being comfortable, sharing more of myself, sharing more of my brand, as an artist, as someone that's interested in growing a small business, and, you know, even having taken the steps at the end of 2020 into January 2021 of starting my small business and going through the paperwork and getting everything set up and the research and, you know, all of those things. And, you know, I think also what held me back was time. I was also worried about time and being able to be consistent. And, you know, again, like I have to just challenge myself, push forward, and, you know, here we are. So, do I think that it's too late to start a YouTube channel? No. No, not necessarily. There are people that probably think that it's too late. YouTube has been out since, you know, the early 2000s, maybe. But I think that, one, you know, the YouTube market isn't going anywhere. There are still billions of people that watch YouTube, and there's different niche markets in the YouTube world. So I don't think it's ever too late to join a social platform. You know, it's like, is it too late to join Instagram? Is it too late to join Twitter? I think there's always space for more. And it's always changing. Like the expectation that shifts, the market shifts, like there's shifts that are going to happen, but I don't think it's ever too late. Like whether you are someone that is interested in cooking, is interested in hair, is interested in art, is interested, you know, whatever you're interested in, YouTube is a space where you can get all of that. That is, you know, how they've developed themselves. So, no, I don't think that it's ever too late to start a channel. I think it is something that anyone that, if you decide to do that thing, I think it's something that you should pat yourself on the back for, because sitting in front of a camera, opening up in that way is not easy. And even the process of filming, the process of editing, the process of content creation, it's work. It is work. And yeah, I would say, you know, if YouTube is something that you're thinking about joining and getting started on, it's just really stepping in and being ready to say that you're ready to do that kind of work. And that's, you know, people will probably be like, who does she think she is, coming on to YouTube for her first video, giving YouTube advice? But that's, I think, the case with any platform or any job or any opportunity. You just have to be ready to go in and do the work. And so, yeah, part of it is crossing my fingers and hoping that, you know, this journey goes well. But it's also realizing that if it doesn't go well, then I'm going to have to pick myself back up and like reframe and rework. And, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. What do I plan to, some things, or should I say some things that I plan to share on my YouTube? I mean, that is to be determined. Of course, as I said, I am a visual artist, so that is going to be a large element of what I show. You know, a lot of the content that I want to create is, you know, part of what makes me an artist, what makes me an individual, and what makes up my brand. And as, like I said, a small business owner, I also want to show a background to that process as well. And so really, I think I mentioned before, I just want this to be a new way of kind of opening myself up and just sharing more behind the scenes, more of the process, more of who I am as an artist and all of those other things. And also like just joining the community and getting a different perspective. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited for this new journey. I'm excited for this YouTube space. I'm hoping that this is not a third take video that I end up scrapping like I did my previous videos. You know, this one is a little short because I really just wanted to hop on here and say, welcome to my channel. Hello, introduce myself. You know, I think, and then in my next video or in a later video, I will probably list more reasons, advantages and disadvantages to hopping on YouTube, but that's not something that I feel like I can really talk about right now since this is my first video. But you know, again, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to jump down below and subscribe to my channel. Like this video if you don't think I did a terrible job. Comment down below if, you know, you feel like it, I guess. And again, what are your thoughts about getting started on YouTube after all these years, 2021, with everything that has gone on? Do you think that we've, you know, that YouTube has covered covered everything? I don't. But yes. Comment, subscribe, like this video, turn on those notifications if you want to see more of my content, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.